Yo, 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 what's going on? This is the NRW, where nerds rule the world. It's your boy, Kuya P, aka Patrick Michael Strange, and I'm back talking about the amazing stuff that is streaming on your TV, on the internet, and or in films in the theaters if you're heading out to the theaters. But I hope you're masked up when you hit up those theaters. But you know we love to cover all things entertainment. And today we're going to be talking about a brand new show coming to the CW. It's called All-American Homecoming, a spin-off of a series right now called All-American, and it's pretty tight, y'all. We're gonna get into a little bit of a conversation about the first episode that's premiering on February 21st at 9 p.m. on the CW with a good friend of mine, an NRW alum. She'll be back. We'll be talking with her in a second, but right now, let's just check out the trailer for All-American Homecoming, and then we'll be back with my super secret friend, and we're gonna get into this convo. All right, here we go. Trailer for the CW's All-American Homecoming, coming on February 21st to the CW. Here we go.
Say cheese.
Where's your entourage?
I'm kind of doing the college moving thing solo.
Welcome to Bringston, girl.
Brand new, yeah, everything brand new.
I miss you.
Hi, Jordan. Hi, Jordan. It's time to get into some trouble.
College is about starting over, right?
Damon lives here?
You were just a little too excited about that, Shaman Hicks.
Okay. She loves you, man. That much is clear.
Hey! You are looking at the new face of HBCU baseball.
This entire program rests on that boy's shoulders.
Handle your business.
It's like, what if I'm not good enough?
It's basically you're scared.
Every damn day, bro.
Whatever level you want,
May the best woman win.
I know you thought you the one, well I'm the best one. You ain't matching my drive, you just the best one.
We got this.
All-American Homecoming. New series premieres Monday, February 21st. Free next day, only on the CW app.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for the CW's All-American Homecoming, premiering on February 21st on the CW at 9 p.m. Man, it's so cool. And if you're a fan of the original All-American series, which is still going on, the spinoff is just as fire, y'all. And today, I have a good friend. You've seen her on the channel. We used to talk about Game of Thrones. We talked about everything. Cos Gala. She's also got an amazing new convention that she's show running. And we're going to talk about that because it kind of fits into this theme of showing love to HBCUs. Let me go ahead and bring her on. You're about to see her on the screen in just a second. Go into gallery view. There she is. You know her. It's CC. What's good from HBCU Con? How are you?
I'm doing well. And thank you so much for having me, Patrick. It's good to be back with you.
Hell yeah. So happy to have you back. So good to see you. That beautiful smile puts a smile on my face. So thank you for that energy exchange. I appreciate that.
I feel it through the internet, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah, because unfortunately we're living in pandemic times, but it is a beauty that Zoom, that technology can help us, reconnect. And so I appreciate it for allowing that to happen and for you having the time to get back with your boy and talk a little bit. So this new series, y'all, I'm happy you were able to check it out with me. All-American Homecoming, premiering on the CW on February 21st, 9 p.m. Gonna keep plugging that because y'all, I want y'all to check it out. It's a great show. It's a spinoff. It was a spinoff of an original series called The All-American, which I believe is about a football player initially, and now this is gonna follow a young tennis star and a young baseball star at this HBCU, a fictional HBCU called Brixton. Were you aware of the original series?
I had heard of it. But I had never had the opportunity to tune in and watch it. I knew it was like a thing and that people were really into it. And now that I'm, now that I've seen pieces of the Homecoming spinoff, I'm like, okay, I get it, and I was really even after one episode, I was like, okay, I'm invested in these characters now. I'm invested in this university that doesn't exist. Right?
It's like back in the day when there was a different world with Hillman. Yeah, Hillman. You wanted to go to Hillman. I straight up wanted to go to Hillman back in the day. So So with this, I love how they made this happen. And this is all about how we as a community, they ain't gonna give it to us, but we gonna make it happen. Cause so some little behind the scenes action here, y'all, is NK. Let me not brutalize her name because I can brutalize some names. NK Okoro Carroll the EP showrunner of this, she's the one that's on All American. And then they're like, you know, we want to try a spinoff, but you know, it's hard to fund a pilot. So they did quote unquote a backdoor pilot by making one of the regular episodes of All American be an introduction to these cast of characters, because it's, you know, it's some characters that are shifting over from that All American series. And so they did that. And that's what I got a chance to see, because again, I didn't watch it, and Cece got a chance to see that as well. And through that amazingness, and if you've seen that backdoor pilot, that original Homecoming episode that was part of the regular All American series, you could be, if you were like me and watching that at that same time too, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to see more of this. And then, you know, now we have that spinoff premiering on February 21st. We both had the chance to watch both, and I don't know about you, but I love it. What are your initial thoughts before we talk about, you know, some of the story?
Well, you know, of course, as an HBCU alum, I was going to, you know, I had my lens on, and I was very critical, like, okay, are they going to capture the essence of the HBCU experience? Because that's such a huge piece of the Black experience, that it's like, you want to get it right, especially because like my parents went to HBCUs, like so many people in my family, even my own alma mater and stuff. So it's very much a part of not just my, you know, background and upbringing, but it's a part of my family, really, my family history. So I was very pleased with how they captured just the well-roundedness and the self-sufficientness that is the HBCU community, and how like it started off with, you know, homegirl Simone Hicks going to, you know, meet her aunt. That's like the plug. It's like her aunt is this brilliant professor there, presumably a tenured professor based on how things are panning out. Otherwise, she wouldn't have a job right now. but at any rate, I just love how they captured the academia and the athleticism, the social aspects. Like they immediately dive in with Homecoming, which is kind of like the one thing that anybody who's heard of an HBCU, you're like familiar with the concept of an HBCU homecoming and what makes it different. So they kind of like lure you in with that. And then it builds out to like all this other stuff, the academia, the athleticism, the politics, all those various things, like the good, the bad, the ugly. I just thought it was really well done, how they captured that. And and a lot of it was like, you know, it gave me a lot of reminiscent. I had moments where I was like, hi, you know, I laughed because I was like, that's something somebody I went to school with would have said, you know? Right. But then I had moments where I was triggered and I was like, that's real, you know? It was so good. Yeah, I love it. I love it. It brings back so many memories, and it really captures the essence of why I created HBCU Con in the first place. So shouts out to you for even like putting me onto this show. Because
definitely, man, I immediately thought of you, my friend. Immediately thought of you. And yeah, I really hope for the best for this, because I actually was able to attend a press conference with NK and some of the stars like about a week ago. And that's the goal is of this series, is to really give love and light to HBCUs and that whole experience. So we only got a taste in these 2 episodes. I can only imagine what we're going to get out of a whole season, and hopefully successive seasons. That would be such a blessing, you know, to help, you know, change the mindset that a lot of, you know, teens, you know, POC teens, let's put it out there. We think that Stanford or Oxford or you know what I'm saying, that just we got to go to these super white schools because that's where we have to go, you know what I'm saying, because that's going to be what's accepted by the rest of the dominated, you know, white dominated society, right. But you know, but there's so much more, and such an important cultural thing by going to HBCU, you know what I'm saying, going to a school that knows you, you know, and uplifts us as a people. And that's what we need, because to counteract the dominance that is out there, you know what I'm saying, to have that familial support, you know, as an Asian American, which, you know, that's what I wish I would have, you know, to be honest with you, you know, a lot of my people have kind of, you know, you know, I'll put it on Front Street, you know, got that colonized mindset, that blended mindset that assimilation mindset where we don't want to go against the system. But I think there's a lot more of us now, and I'm seeing that. And then and with as African Americans, y'all have led the way for us to feel comfortable with ourselves and to fight for what's right and to fight for who we are. And so I just love that for you all, and I love that for other POCs, that this can help pave that way and help at least build self-confidence.
Yeah, I think it's so important that you tapped into that. One, I love how the show really captures the academic integrity, because that's something that HBCUs have constantly, since they were founded. And there's a very racist history behind that, where they would deliberately, downgrade these schools and their ratings so that they were typecast as being less than the predominantly white institutions. And then I think that it's not just in Asian communities, but it's in any marginalized community. There's a tendency to conform as a means of survival, because especially for generations prior to ours, you literally died for stepping outside of any confines of what was considered, acceptable. Or you were blacklisted, even up until today, like with the Janet Jackson documentary just came out, and how she got blacklisted for something that was completely beyond her control. So it happens. Like, even when you look at The Professor, and what she's dealing with for having exposed something that was like totally against the values of the university, but she's being, kind of used as a scapegoat for being a whistleblower, instead of them taking a look at like who was the real problem in that situation. So I love how they dissected that, the elements of elitism, elements of respectability politics, elements of misogynoir, all of that. So there's no community is above that fray. And I think it's so important for us to be cognizant of going against that grain. That ultimately has never served us in any capacity. And also, to your point, HBCUs have always been a historical safe space for all marginalized people. Particularly like schools like Howard University, where their law programs and stuff, the reasons why they're so robust is because not just Black people, but the Jewish community, the Latinx community, the Asian community, especially Southeast Asian communities. There were quotas all across the board for whoever, was outside of those confines of being a rich white man, so especially rich white man. But after the GI Bill, it was like white man, because they were that whole bit. That's a whole other conversation. But I just love how well-rounded it was. And I loved how it showed the diversity of Black people and their personalities, the backgrounds that they come from. Like, everybody's not coming from the projects, and even though that's a real thing and a real reality that we face, but it also shows you like the Black elite and the legacies, like the tennis player who old girl was going against. So I just love how they captured that. It was really really profound to me, and it felt relatable as a HBCU grad. It felt really relatable. So I'm really looking forward to how this will transcend to folks who didn't have the HBCU experience and how they'll receive it.
Yes, well said. See, I knew I had to have CC come through. I love it. And I gotta say, as fans, you and I are both fans of entertainment and pop culture and stuff. I love how it just kind of series came to bear. Like, they did this as a backdoor pilot in that last, in the regular All-American show. But what was beautiful with that is it's that we can all relate to, is like going to go visit. Because that's what, they visited for homecoming. And then now the series kicks off with them now enrolled and now they're going to be at this college and going through everything. I just enjoyed that. It was a wonderful ride. And now I'm like you said, we've only seen the 2. We didn't watch the previous stuff, but I'm so invested now. Right.
Yeah, same. I think that it really kind of speaks to the fact that, like, you hear about HBCUs and a lot of people like hear things, but they may not really know much about it. But once you come on the campus and you have that experience, it's like, to know them is to love them. To know us is really to love us, because it gives you a feeling that you just can't really get anywhere else unless you go like home, wherever your home is. And for a lot of Black people, we don't really have that connection. So this is the closest thing that we have to like having a space that's really for us, by us, and you know, just really affirming in so many ways. And it's given me a strength of confidence and self-awareness that has carried me through a lot of like hard time, good times and bad, you know. And that's why I'm so adamant about uplifting HBCUs and their legacy, and connecting them with folks who are outside of that legacy, because it's just so important for us to see the vitality of these institutions. They really are, you know, like the heartbeat of like Black liberation and really liberation of marginalized people.
I love it. Woo! Yes. Yes. We haven't talked in a while, people. So when I get to talk to Cece, she just makes my heart happy, and it just makes me smile. So all the love to my homie.
Likewise.
Characters. So because I don't want to get too much into the show, because y'all, it premieres on February 21st. I don't want to spoil it for y'all. I want you to enjoy the journey. But you know what? Do check out the homecoming episode that was part the backdoor pilot that was part of the regular All-American Homecoming, where they do make that visit, and now, you know, it carries on with this new series. So do check that out. You're gonna want to get a little bit more of that. It's not required reading, you know what I'm saying, to pass the test, but you'll enjoy it even more. Right. But characters. Do you have any favorites? Is there anybody you want to talk on that you kind of really made you smile?
I mean, I like all of them for different reasons. I think I think Simone is probably my favorite. Of course, she's like the protagonist. So, but I think I like her kind of personality, but she's kind of the most non-traditional out of all the students. You know, she had a really interesting path to, and of course, her aunt is the one who works at the university. I really like the connection between her and her aunt. It reminds me very much of me and my aunt, who isn't a lecturer, but she pledged at Bowie, and she was a former Miss Bowie State University. So like we connect a lot when it comes to HBCU and Delta stuff. And then of course, because she pledged my chapter, I'm also really connected to like a lot of her line sisters and people, some of whom are on the yard and are professors. So that was really cool to see. And I can't even imagine, the thing about it is I just can't imagine her like having a whole life, like a whole family, and leaving that behind. Like, you know, that's the one part that I couldn't really fully identify with. I can identify with it as like a daughter or a sister, but not as a mom, you know? So it's like, that's,
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
She let go of her daughter, you know, they gave up her daughter. I think that, and so now she's school, but her, it's weird too, because we saw both episode 1 and 2. They said my husband, but really your husband? Like
right. That sounds like you ain't no way you married. Damn. Like how did that happen?
Right?
Yeah, she was using my husband, and then it went to boyfriend real quick. I was like, how did we get
right? So that's kind of juicy, you know.
It is.
What do you think? Because I think her husband was loyal, super loyal.
Yeah.
So, but there's this Damon cat. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he shook. He's definitely shook. Poor thing. I feel so bad for him. You know what I mean? Because he seems like a good dude. Yeah. I do like the Damon Sims character. I almost called him Damon Davis. But I like Damon Sims' character and the way that they're kind of like building that out. Yeah. And how he was like adopted, but then his mom, he was, you know, this major draft pick for the Major League Baseball. And then how his mom was kind of like pressuring him to, you know, go to the leagues and guilt tripping him, manipulating him. I was like, whoa, there's a lot to unpack here.
Right. And it's that insight, because we know that happens. I've seen a couple friends, like it's wild like that.
Yeah, definitely. Where your parents try to live vicariously through you, that whole bit. And then the like guilt tripping with the whole adopted thing. I'm like, whoa. So that was just crazy to me. But then it was interesting to see how it kind of like transcended to him and his personality, and how he was like, oh, well, I gave up the leagues because, It's like, dude, you need to like let that ego go, because his mom got his head real big, and she was kind of like tarnishing his image too with some of the things that she was saying in the press conferences and stuff. I was like, you making like you trying to get this dude a God complex or something?
Yeah, you got to dial that back.
Yeah,
and I like that, you know, the thing with his boy that was already gonna be at that school. And like, okay, just because you're here now, you respect me too. So it's interesting. I'm all in.
Yeah,
I'm all in.
Same. And all the love triangles and stuff. I'm like, okay. And they were just dropping gems when she was like, you know, well, if you ain't gonna go for what you want, don't be mad if somebody else do it. You know, I was like,
right. Oh yeah.
Dang. Why don't you just call 25-year-old me is not asking for this drag, you know? So it's like
I'm hoping we get some more crossovers from those original sets of characters that we saw. Yeah, because right now, you know, it's kind of, you know, we lost some of them because this is the spinoff, but I hope they come back and visit, because the quote unquote husband has to come back through. You know, you can't be letting, you know, this Damon cat be around your girl too long. I don't know.
And then this boy came through the football. I guess that was the football player at the end. You know what I mean?
Oh, so that was in the.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, so they're gonna tie in some of the characters from the previous series, so that's cool. Yes, I liked how they did that. So that's a good ode to the folks who, you know, are the day one supporters.
Yeah. So now I gotta like binge. It's forcing me to go back, binge all the original stuff so I can know more. I also just want to give a special shout out to my man who plays the character of Nathaniel, Royal Ivy King. Just fabulous. Just
that's what's up.
Yo, just that character just had me hype. Just being just his beautiful self, you know.
The whole cast is just really great, and I love how they like the ode to Black queer community, especially like the fashion show, the whole fashion show emergency. I'm like, I was like, yes, it is that serious. Like that is how serious it is. Like, and I was like, yes, you know, we're having a fashion show too. So I really love that. Just all the quintessential elements of the HBCU experience and the homecoming experience specifically. I love how they did that. That was really good. Yeah.
Yes. So y'all, February 21st, tune in to CW 9:00 for All American Homecoming, and let's keep supporting so we can get more and more of this amazing series. So with that being said, another major reason I wanted Miss CC to come back to show love again on the NRW is because she is the showrunner for HBCU Con. For the uninitiated, please, CC, let them know all about this amazing new show you're putting together.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so HBCU Con is a community that is built to celebrate and bridge the gap between historically Black colleges and Black geeks, or the geek community at large, honestly. And we're just here to help people of all backgrounds, HBCU alum, students, whether you didn't go to college at all, or maybe you went straight to the military and enlisted, or maybe you did both, you know, like my vice president did. He enlisted, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, just come through and get a taste of the experience and have a true, like, authentic HBCU experience that we can call our own, and come together and create community and just really celebrate these institutions in the most geeky way possible. And the students are so excited. Like, they're so excited. Of course, it's going to be at Bowie State University. And all the students I've talked to, both on and off campus at Bowie, are just really excited about this. Every time I talk to people, whether they're alum or just anyone who knows the concept of a con or HBCU, is just really excited about it. And of course, our Kickstarter campaign is live now. We have 17 days to go, and we're just over halfway to our goal. So that's pretty much what we got going on. And we're planning a fashion show, like I just mentioned earlier, the multiverse of fashion. It's going to be really dope with Bad Waifu and Woo Fashion, and the costuming department at Bowie State University. Also, we're having a step show. We are having a drumline battle. And MagFest is sponsoring our gaming room and gaming tournament. So I'm just really excited to, we're all really excited to just bring this show to you, because it's really just a labor of love. We've been, I started this thing in 2018. We tried to do the live event in 2020, but of course, we all know how that went down. We did have a virtual event last year that was free to the public, and you can go on our YouTube channel, official HBCU Con, and watch it, or on our Facebook page. And we're having our first hybrid event this year, April 29th through May 1st.
All right. So why don't you let us know real quick, and I'm going to have it on the screen right now, y'all. You'll see it on the screen. Throw out the socials and the dates. Sure.
So Facebook and Instagram at HBCU Con. That's HBCUCON. Twitter is kind of the reverse, Con HBCU. And then our website is www.hbcucon.org. And it's going to be April 29th through May 1st on the campus of Bowie State University, working proudly in partnership with the Department of Fine and Performing Arts at Bowie State. So there you go. As y'all see, it's on the screen. Make sure you go after you're done watching this, click that. I also have it in the description so you can click over there beyond just seeing it on your screen. Go there, support my homie CC, check out the show. I'm going to do my best to be there and show and give love and light. And just give you all the praise, CC. Thank you for putting that together and just, helping uplift the community. I think that's so amazing. And I'm so glad to have you back through. And y'all, check out this awesome show, All American Homecoming, on the CW, February 21st at 9 p.m. CC, all the love. How can they follow you and everything, CC? Oh my gosh. And before I even get into that, I just want to let folks know that we are taking every necessary precaution to ensure that COVID-19 protocols and safety measures are taken. We are requiring vaccines from all of our attendees, vendors, staff, everybody. And social distancing measures, mask mandates indoors will be in effect. So I just want to reassure people that we are doing our absolute best to make this event as safe and fun as possible. As for me, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at CC the Geek, and on Twitter at CC the Greek Geek.
There you go. All the love. And I love that you put in the mask situation at front and center because it's so important.
Yes.
We've all had friends that were affected and family affected. So I think that's so wonderful, so beautiful. Makes me feel safe. So it makes me even have more reason to come through that I'll be all right. So that's amazing. CC, make sure you give her all the love. Follow her, follow HBCU Con, give it all the love. Check out CW's The All American Homecoming. Well, All American Homecoming, not but maybe like the Ohio State, they might change and add the I don't know. But All American Homecoming, February 21st at 9 p.m. on the CW. For me, it's the legend Kuya P on Twitter, TikTok, and IG. And of course, here at the NRW and at New Release Wednesday, where nerds rule the world. We're out of here, y'all. All the love.
Yay.
Here we go. All right.
Thank you so much, Patrick.
Don't